How do you get around the fact that it's not competitive price-wise? In other words, if an electric company is buying biofuels, is the government in effect subsidizing that cost so that it is comparable to oil or other?
Well, basically, this feed-in tariff compensates the difference costs between the fossil prices and the renewable prices. The difference is still there. So in terms of a free market, it wouldn't work on its own.
So the government pays the difference, basically?
It's not the government who pays it, and this is an important factor, I would say, why this system is quite successful. It's not taken out of any state budget. No, it's allocated to every consumer. So in every kilowatt hour electricity you as a consumer has to pay, there is contained a certain percentage for this difference costs for the renewable energies.
So it's built into your electric bill?
Yeah, it's even shown in my bill. So everybody can see every month how much the renewable energies costs. Right. And fortunately, the big majority of Germans accepts it.
Right. And do they accept it because they realize that it's actually reducing carbon output and it's reducing global warming in the long term?
Well, first of all, they accept it because the price difference is not so high. Right. Due to the fact that in Germany, but all over Europe, we have by far higher consumer prices for electricity than, for example, you in the United States has.
Which probably encourages conservation. Having higher prices actually lead...
Yeah, of course, it motivates you to save energy. Right. And interesting enough, the average electricity bill for each month is much lower in Germany than it is in United States.
Do you know
though you have lower energy prices per kilowatt hour.
Right. Do you know what the average bill would be in Germany?
It's about 50 euros per household.
Okay, which is about $75. Okay.
And I would guess, as far as I know, it's more than 100 in the United States.
So in other words, we pay more even though our rates are lower?
Because you consume more.
We use more.
You lack the incentive to save. Right. And since our price level is so high, we perhaps are more sensitive on that issue. Right. And save more energy than others.
Right. So most people don't understand that because they keep thinking that if we did programs similar to Germany's, that their power bills would double or triple. Yeah. But actually they might end up going down.
At the end, it's like an insurance because the price of renewable energies works like a cap in the market. Mm-hmm. We are ensured that prices will never go over that cap. And in a few years, for sure, the prices of fossil and nuclear energy production will go over that price line. And I think that idea of being insured is one of the key drivers. But it's not only a financial issue why we accept to invest so much money into renewable energies. It's also, I would say, the consciousness how important it is to save the environment and the climate. And this mentality of environmental protection is something that in the German society also was born in the 60s and 70s, where also the Green Party was born, which was in government till last year. No, sorry, till 2005. Mm-hmm. And I think this is also a big and a good precondition for a policy framework that puts burden on the people.
And you're also, the money that you spend on your energy stays in Germany, as opposed to if you buy oil from the Middle East, that money leaves the country. You're keeping this in your own economy. Yeah,
the economic cycles are domestic. Right. Or they are more domestic than if you just import the fuels from abroad. Right. There are calculations of how many billion euros every year can be saved by imports, and it's good to know that. But of course, you must always consider then that we live in a global trade world, and every import is at the same time also an export. So you must be careful on that. But at the end, those who really benefit from the expansion of renewable energies are the local and the decentral producers in the farms, the windmill operators, the house owners with their solar rooftops. It's a completely changed and different energy production structure than we had in older times with big and centralized power plants.
Is there any estimate as to what percentage of Germany's power is now, or heating or energy use is alternative energy or renewable energy as opposed to?
Yes, we calculate that exactly. By the year 2009, we had 16%, a 16% share of renewable energies in the electricity sector. We had between 8 and 9% in the sector of heat, and about 5% in the sector of transport, means fuels, because e-mobility doesn't work yet. So overall, if you calculate everything together, it's a share of 10% of all energy consumption that comes out of renewable energies in Germany.
Are there any goals to make that go higher?
Yeah, we have to double that till 2020, so another 10% in the next 10 years. Because the European Union obliges us to do that. The industry associations, for example, they say that this target is by far too pessimistic and we will reach higher numbers from up to 25 and 30% of energy consumption by renewables. I would say the truth is somewhere in between, but it will be a significant share and a very important contribution to save CO2. And of course, a contribution to support the German companies in the field of renewable energies.